morning, everyone. How often do you listen to music? Be honest. Some of the lyrics and beats from the favorite song you know come from multiple artists before them. One of these great artists was the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Have you heard of him? Of course you have. There isn't a place on earth that hasn't heard his name or his music. I have done countless research on the life and career of Michael Jackson and am happy to give you extra information and facts on his life. Though we can't start his career without starting about his childhood. Based on the 2002 Salem Press Encyclopedia, Michael Jackson was born August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana. Michael Jackson had 10 siblings, being number 8 of all of them. His parents were Joseph or Joe Jackson and Catherine Jackson. Joseph Jackson was the patriarch of the family and was later the talent manager of Jackson 5. Catherine was the costume maker for Jackson 5 and a part-time worker at Sears. Both the Jackson parents were heavy Jehovah's Witnesses, and just like multiple people in their country, they really love music. This love only increased once they realized that Jackson had extreme singing talent. A few years later, in 1964, under the guidance of Michael Joe Jackson, Tito, Marlon, Jackson, Jermaine, and Michael all formed the Jackson 5. During this time, Joe Jackson was extremely physically and emotionally abusive, which was said multiple times by Michael Jackson in his own personal interviews. They signed their first contract with Motown Records after being seen in the Apollo Theater in Harlem. What started off as a simple competition between two small town bands turned into the start of their success. The Jackson 5 then went on to make multiple songs that received high honors for each of them. Their first song, I Want You Back, sold over 2 million copies in less than 2 months. Their second song, ABC, sold a similar number of copies in only 3 weeks. They went on multiple tours claiming the hearts of men. Since Michael was the main singer, he grew his popularity really quick. Later on, the Jackson 5, now named the Jacksons, signed with Epic Records for more creative freedom. During this time, Jermaine left the group and stayed with Motown to start his solo career, and Randy took his place. Like Michael Jackson, FAQ said, and of course the public, Michael Jackson made multiple solo albums paving the way towards his stardom. Jackson made his very first solo album with Quincy Jones named Got to Be There and received multiple awards. This album earned Jackson 4 top 10 singles, a Grammy Award for Best R&B, and 3 American Music Awards. After that, Jackson released another album, Thriller, putting him on top charts. This album made Jackson the most successful artist in the year 1980s. This album stayed on charts for 37 weeks, selling 110 million copies. This album also won Jackson over 8 Grammys, which included the Album of the Year. In 1984, Jackson and Marlon left the Jacksons after their final performance in the Victory Tour. This caused multiple family issues since his brothers like Tito and Marlon careers really landed in Jackson's singing. So when he left, they of course went broke. Another album he wrote was Ad, which broke the music charts and solidified Jackson's position in the music industry. This album sold over 30 million copies worldwide, and the tour had over 504,000 people in attendance, which broke the Guinness World Record. 103 concerts later, and the attendance had over 4.4 million people, making the gross income around $125 million. As seen in Michael Jackson in the portrait of Black Identity, Michael Jackson was faced heavy media scrutiny of legal challenges. In 1993, Jackson was accused of molesting a 13-year-old boy, starting the rumors of Jackson being a child predator. On social media, people made fun of Jackson's skin and nose, not understanding his skin condition or mental standpoint. On June 25, 2009, Jackson suddenly died of cardiac arrest in Los Angeles. He was pronounced dead at Ronald Reagan Medical Center at the University of California. On February 8, 2010, Jackson's personal physician, Conrad Murray, was charged with involuntary manslaughter in the singer's death, accused of administering the anesthetic propofol to Jackson. He was convicted to serve 4 years in prison, but only was served 2 because of the case. As you can clearly see, Michael Jackson went through multiple different encounters, both in and out of the public eye. Still, he rose up and gifted us with music that outlasts his death. Now, I want y'all to think to yourselves and ask yourself, if you were in the same shoes, could you have rose to stardom, or would you have fallen in the hands of the public? Thank you.